The sun is shining, the bike is gleaming. It has a fresh MOT. For those that watch my video on the servicing and the little jobs I've done on this, I'll put a link at the top if you didn't see it. But I've done a few jobs on the H2, so this is my little initial test ride to see how everything is since I've done those jobs. I've changed the put rated clutch springs in, I've changed the pads, I've fitted the Turbosmart blow-off valve. So this is your chance to hear that blow-off valve. It's quite mental. Hopefully it's going to come through on the video. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's about 20 degrees. It is spring. Spring is in the air. Spring has literally sprung, and I've brought the H2 out to make the most of it, have a little old ride and bring you along with me. Why not? So sit back, get yourself a cup of tea, and Chopsy, roll the intro. Right, I was just doing a lovely bit of drone footage and this person decided just to park right in front of me while I had the drone flying around the bike and everything. Whole car parking decided to park right in front of me. So, as I mentioned, I've done a few jobs on this, so I'll just sort of give you a little update on how it's been. First of all, the main thing I wanted to sort, you know, apart from the oil change obviously, was the clutch. The clutch used to bite right at the end of the lever. Now, this is an interesting junction. I'm gonna go for it. Thank you, wait there, thank you. Yeah, the clutch used to bite right at the end of the lever. Since I've fitted the Brock's uprated clutch springs, it's much better. It bites sort of halfway out now, exactly where you want it to be. The issue was, you know, you'd be at a junction like that and you'd have to let the clutch all the way out until it bites. And because that's fine if you're used to the bike, but because I ride so many different bikes, it was always a pain when I first got on this. I'd have to relearn where the clutch bite is. So those uprated clutch springs have really sorted out the clutch feel, so that's brilliant. The other thing I was really unhappy about was the brakes. They were a bit, you know, they used to be quite flat. They're still bedding them in. I've not done many miles on them, so I'm trying to take it a little bit easy on the brakes. But already I can tell with minimal lever effort, it's stopping much easier. So I think those pads, I think they were the SBS sintered pads, the R90s, I think. They definitely deliver a lot more initial bite. I mean, the brakes worked, it was just lacking on initial bite. You'd have to pull the lever quite hard. I want to just have some decent bite with, you know, minimal effort on the lever. That seems to have sorted that. The other job I did, as I mentioned, was the blow-off valve. Let's see if I can get it to sing for you. Exhaust, not the blow-off valve. Probably not the best place to try and demonstrate boosting it up. Ooh, lovely little pop. Here we go. Can you hear that? It now hisses at me. The bike now hisses at me. Listen to that. That is the pressure. Because this is supercharged, obviously when you go on the power, when you boost it up, the boost pressure increases, goes through the plenum into your inlets, whatever, and when you close the throttle, that boost is still there, it's got nowhere to go. So normally there's a little blow-off valve standard actually, which puts that air back through into the back of the airbox. With this one, it vents it straight out to atmosphere, so you can actually hear it. So that's what that, I mean, it's a boosted bike. I mean, it all adds to the drama of the machine, doesn't it? I mean, this bike is the complete polar opposite to the Zero I was riding the other day. The SRF, where you had no volume whatsoever. This has every single sound you ever want from a motorcycle. I mean, it may be big and silly, but it's so theatrical, this bike. It's such an experience to ride. Even though I don't do many miles on this, I just love taking this out when the weather's like this and just enjoying it. Seeing everyone's reaction to it as well is amazing. It gets so much attention. Afternoon start. Oh, it's quite nice. It does it on the downshifts as well. That's quite nice. Bit of noise on the downshifts. As well as all the jobs I wanted doing, I also got this MOT'd, and I was going to do a video of me riding to the MOT station for the first ride on this. Unfortunately, my battery, I went out of the camera and I didn't bring any other batteries with me. The one I had in there was already flat, so I started recording it, but had to give up. But then I thought I don't really want to show the MOT station which I use, because those guys are very, very sensible. And what I mean by sensible is they won't fail the bike for the little silly things like a slightly small number plate, you know, no reflector, little things like that. They're very, I say slack on, but they're sensible about it. And I didn't really want to show me taking the bike to them to bring any scrutiny on them, so I thought I won't do that video. I'll do this video instead. At 6,000 revs, it just cuts out that psh noise. Oh, this thing's quick! Absolutely ridiculously fast. Ah, dear, it is something else, this bike. I know I've been going on lately about, oh, middleweights, oh, it's all you need on the road is a middleweight. I know, and everyone keeps commenting, says the man with the H2. And my normal response to that is, well, I should know. You know, I've got a 240 horsepower motorcycle. I should know when I say you don't need any more than this, because I've got the other extreme. And it is very true. I mean, this bike is so fast, you know, you cannot use it without risking your license every time you ride it. I mean, it's a fantastic experience. It's a theatrical noise and whooshes and bangs and power, and you know, it's an amazing thing to ride. But every time you ride it, you put your license on the line, because it is ridiculously quick. So it takes a lot of self-control to just ride this round sensibly. I mean, it's good because it does have, you know, because it's supercharged, it's got a good bit of torque. It's not just all at the top end, so you're not chasing the revs to get the performance. You know, it's got the performance even low down, so you don't feel like you need to rev it. You know, it's not like the new Fireblade, which is a little bit like that. It's all at the top. It's not. It's got dollops of torque, so you can ride it very sensibly, but it's just that power is addictive. Afternoon, afternoon. There's plenty of bikes out today. Afternoon. We've just come out of lockdown in the UK. I think it was yesterday was the first day whereby, afternoon, people are allowed to meet up, you know, outside for rides and stuff. And as you can see, there's a lot of bikes out today, people making the most of it. But if you haven't been out yet, just be a little bit careful when you first go out, because even I, who've been riding quite a lot during lockdown because of YouTube, you know, it's my job, so I'm riding and test riding bikes. Even I, when I've jumped on something like this, you realise you're not quite tuned in to the speed, you know, not quite. just build the speeds up slowly and don't go out of a big group of people and then just go banzai, because you just build it up slowly, guys, and be careful. There's a whole long summer ahead. No need to rush everything in the first 5 minutes. We're all out today with the sun, and the white vans all come out of the woodwork. A little touch of the lever and you've got that braking power there. Afternoon. Yeah, that's much better. Brakes are perfect now. That's really good news. They've slowly improved as they've bedded in. Because obviously I didn't change the discs, so it's new pads on old discs, so it takes a little while for them to mate together. Oh dear. Not going to miss me coming, are you? Oh, I was just feathering in the throttle then, and the traction was just flashing like crazy. Traction level 6. I think I could probably turn that down a little bit. It was quite cold when I rode this to the MOT station. I think I can bang that down a little bit now. I don't need quite as much traction control as that. Even on the H2, you still get caught up behind white vans. Little thumbs up out the window there. He knows what he's done. Got him. Have that in your face. What's that about taking it easy? Oh, it's a lunatic on 2 wheels. It is an incredible bike. Absolutely incredible bike. How much road do you want? All of it? That's what I thought. Oh, let's calm it down now, because that is all getting a bit too crazy. Bit too crazy. You're doing 30 in a 50. Hello. What is lovely about this bike, it's just so smooth. I think that is, when you first ride one of these, and they're all the same, all the bikes with this H2 engine in, this supercharged engine should I say, they're all super smooth. I mean, straight 4s are pretty smooth anyway, but these are just lovely. I mean, the gearboxes are nice, the clutch feels lovely. You know, you've got these expensive Brembo levers which really feel really nice. The quality from the bike when you're riding it, you know, you can tell it's an expensive bike. It oozes a sense of quality about it. Just the feel of everything, you know, everything's just lovely to touch. It is something special, this, and it feels special to ride. Oh, well, there we go, guys. That was it, really. Just to give you a little update on how she's running. I will probably do a video when we go out with the lads again and get what a few people have been asking, where's Womble? Get Womble back on. Bit of intercom action as we go out for a ride. We found a really good ride now down to Cheddar Gorge. For me, to Cheddar Gorge, using that Kalimoto app, there's a really good route, and we can do it in the morning and be home for sort of 1 o'clock. Keep Mrs. Chops happy. So I may take you along on our little Cheddar Gorge run, because if you haven't been to Cheddar Gorge, it's lovely. I've not been before till I went on the bikes, and it's really lovely down there. I know Grizz's local and Taffy's local stomping ground, so maybe even meet up with Grizz for a breakfast or something at the gorge, and he can sort of follow us home to as far as he wants to. But yeah, that's going to come, so that'll be a spring ride, meet up with the lads, out for a bit of fun on the bikes. That sounds amazing. But thanks for watching, guys, really appreciate it as always, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers. This is power level 1, which is full power. It's down, boy. I could do that all day.
What have you done here? I told you I was scared back there.
I've never dropped a bike before in my life. Oh! Backfire! That's it! That's it! Listen to me!